Doing a thing? I don't know yet. I see live. Yep, does look like it. What is up, everyone? It has been a hot minute since I've done one of these things. Um, my name is Brian Morrison. God, I can't even remember my old spiel that I used to do. I had to like take time and go back through all my scenes and stuff, setting all my stuff up. But Brian Morrison, software developer. I'm talking developer stuff. I'm not getting super professional with this anymore. Actually, you know what else I wanted to do is I wanted to share this out in some of the channels just to say that I'm going live because I totally forgot to do that earlier. Um, Discord. So yeah, I really had no idea what I was going to talk about today, but I guess the conclusion that I kind of came to is I am a member of a Destiny clan, and Destiny is like the best game of all time, or at least my favorite game of all time. And they're we're talking about potentially throwing in some kind of feature where we can follow a bunch of people on Twitter and YouTube and share it out through like just take it and automatically push it out, right? So that's kind of what I'm interested in doing. Is that exactly Klein beep poop? What? I don't know. My Discord that I actually used to run. I haven't done that in a long time. Is saying if you want to invite friends to the server, click on the name in the upper left. I don't know. Whatever. So one thing that I would ask is if anybody can let me know how my audio sounds, that would be cool because I did a little bit of tweaking. I basically had to set OBS up for the most part. I set something up um, last week ish earlier about when I was doing some streaming for Destiny stuff, but I didn't. But it took me a little while to figure stuff out. Like I had to go through and find all my old frames and set up all my audio stuff again. So I have no idea if I even set this up right. But anyway, here we are. So the goal is we're going to create a Discord bot that's going to scrape stuff from like um, consider turning down the video settings you're using. I don't know. I got to figure out how this stuff works again. Anyway, so we're going to try and build that bot, and we are going to try and do this all in Node.js for the most part. And we're going to host it up in, I'm bouncing back and forth between Azure and AWS because my work does Azure, and I probably need to learn Azure. In fact, I'm planning on going for a certification for that, but I haven't done as much studying as I probably want to. So I'm kind of thinking maybe that's an opportunity for me to start working on that. I don't know. We'll figure this stuff out as we go. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I got VS Code open. We're going to pop that over on this side here just to make sure we have that open where we want it to. Is I'm going to go and create a new repository for all this. So I'm going to host everything up in my public GitHub. So anyone who wants to come in and kind of contribute to this thing, I know there are a couple of people I chat with on a regular basis that like contributing to open source projects, can feel free to do so. So that's what I'm going to do. What's a cool name? I don't know if active chat is right now. Probably nothing. I can't even see who's viewing. Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. This Restream.io chat is actually pretty cool. I didn't use this before, and I wish I had used it at the time. But we'll figure it out. We'll call this Socializer Bot. How about that? Socializer Bot. I don't really care about that. We're going to do README. I'm eventually going to integrate it with Azure Pipelines or code commit, code star, code deploy, whatever the AWS flavor that is. I do really like Azure DevOps. So we'll see where we go with that. So we're gonna have to grate this. Here's the link. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this link in the chat for anyone who down the road wants to go ahead and see that. Let's see, socializer bots. We got to README. I get this URL. We're gonna go ahead and pop that up over into VS Visual Studio. I'm going to bring this over to the side and open a folder. Oh, actually, I got to clone it. This isn't going to be my personal stuff. Hold on one sec. Open a folder. And find my folder. Repos. Can I open up a PowerShell window from here? I don't know. Cool if I could, but I don't know that I can. Hey, open PowerShell window. Cool. can. So git clone and then our link. And our link got messed up with the whole that thing. So we're going to copy this link again and come in here. Enter that. That should create my CD socializer bot. Socializer bot. Code dot. Give me some VS codes up in here. All right, it's opening over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to list out some of the goals I guess we got with this. Goals. So we want this thing to monitor, I don't know. Enable the user to turn on watching of Twitter accounts in a channel. Enable the user to add a Twitter handle to follow. Later, let's see, well, just do the same with YouTube. All right, that's good enough. That'll just give us kind of an idea what we're looking to do. Let's go ahead and scaffold out this project source. We can go ahead and open up terminal. Go ahead and get init-y. I'm not gonna get to, not get npm init-y. Not gonna get too crazy with that. That's all we need. And I'm probably gonna use a whole lot of libraries that I don't have a lot of experience with, so we're gonna figure out some of this stuff as we go. Major changes, yay, okay. Minor version, not major. Actually, I'm gonna take this and pop this over to the right. I like the VS Code terminal stuff on the right because most of your code is up and down here, so I can see whatever is going on the right-hand side over here. Hopefully I don't show out any kind of secrets or anything today, so let's kind of get this thing going. I guess the first thing I want to do is create a bot. So over in Discord Developer, you can see I have a couple bots that I've created so far. We're going to create new applications. We'll socializer bot. Start off with. And I don't care too much about this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and recycle the token once we're done with the stream here, so I really don't care. So under bot, I'm going to add bot. Yes, I'll do it. Socializer bot is added. Oh, actually, I can do this. Do I want to? I don't really care. Reveal token. Because again, I'll just regenerate this once I'm done with the stream. Let's see. I want Firefox back open. Bumper license, store pages in your server. No, I don't care about that. Back into VS Code. I'm going to close my other open window of VS Code so nothing gets shared out there. So let's see. npm, I think discord.js. Install discord.js. Need to save that into. 1 second here. I have no idea where my VS Code thing even just went. I gotta look and see what my last view was up so I make sure I didn't show anything on the screen that I don't want to. All I'm doing now is I just did an npm install discord.js and it's coming in. Images. I'll go back and watch stream later, whatever. So get back up in here. Node modules added. And we're also going to, inside of our source folder, we're going to create a main.js because that's where I like to start my stuff up at. Let's do, there is a nice sample somewhere on the interwebs, discord.js sample. We're going to copy that in and just get that running. Simple complete example of a bot in discord.js. Token prefix, blah, blah, blah. This is all I'm interested in looking for here. Comments more. Actually, you know what? This I haven't seen this. I'm not sure why I saw that this was clicked on. I think this was the one I'm used to using. Yeah, this is good enough. So we'll copy the sample code. We're going to come back into VS Code, and we're going to go ahead and paste that in. So I'm going to run pretty much everything from main at this point until we start. I guess, growing this thing out. So to step through this code, what it's going to do is going to create that, create the Discord client. It's going, when it's ready, this is the event and the callback that it's going to use. As soon as the bot has logged in and ready to go, it's going to log out a message that says client.user.tag. I think this shows socializer bot. I'm not 100% certain, so we're going to see. And this thing down here is basically saying when the message comes in from any registered server, if it starts with ping, or I guess in this case, if it is ping, it will just reply with pong. And because it's just a message.reply, it's going to send it right back into the channel that it came from. So that's done. We got the token, we got this. I need to add this to a server. When I do this, I am actually going to hide some stuff. You know what? Let's create a server. Hold on here one second. Discord. I'm going to do this off on the right-hand side. If you're not familiar with Discord, you can go out there and you can just create a server. It's kind of like a Slack, a group chat type of a thing. We're going to create a server, so we're going to see socializer bot testing. I got some stuff on here that I'm not really sure I want to share out quite yet. In my Discord, I got a bunch of different stuff. I mean, nothing like embarrassing or anything, but other people's names and stuff are on here, and I don't necessarily want to just say, you know, hey, go ahead and share out people's names. So, okay. No, don't want to voice connect. So, all right, I have my window shared. I can bring this over here now. So, socializer bot testing, that is there. Let's go over back like this. Sort my windows on the right-hand side, and I'm going to tell my bot that I want it to join this this server, right? So if I come in here, let's see if I remember how to do this. If I go general information, OAuth, here we go, OAuth. So I basically just give it bot permissions. It's going to generate this URL down here. So if I copy this and I open a new tab and paste this in, this is the link that you would send out to people. So if you've ever been on a website that is for one of these bots and you say like click to join and it brings you here, this is the link that they generate in order to add it to their website. So we're going to select our server. This is going to be socializer bot testing. Go ahead and authorize it. And yes, I'm not a robot. I'm a human building a robot. Traffic lights. Go through this whole spiel to verify that I am a person. And by verify I'm a person, I mean try and help Google train their AIs, because that's what that's really doing. And we're authorized. So now back in our Discord, if I go back in here, you can see Ermager socializer bot is here. So that basically means that we joined the Discord successfully. Okay, we're kind of done with this for now. I am going to, actually, I need to take that token and we're going to need to save that off. So, no, don't care. Click there. And after this is done, I'm going to go ahead and put this into an app config file and store it in a secret location where no one can get it, which will be good because I don't want to be sharing this stuff out all the time. So we're going to go ahead and add a variable here, const token equals, and this token is just a string, but this is what identifies the bot as being logged in. So we're going to pass it into login, and that should be that, I do think. So yeah, I think that's it. So now we've installed that discord.js. The last thing I want to do is I'm going to add a get ignore, because as you can see, I have 260 changes over there. The get ignore is going to take care of that. Ignore. And we're going to move that up to the top. And the only thing I care to have in there right now is node modules. And this is telling the get client in VS Code to basically ignore everything that's inside of this. Everything is listed here, which in this case, the only thing I have is node modules here, because I don't want that stuff to be pushed up to my repository, because all I have to do is do an npm install. And actually, you know what I realized I forgot to do? Go away. Because I didn't do a save on this. Should learn exactly what the difference is between save and dev dependencies and stuff, because I noticed I didn't do that, yet it still says under my dependencies it did list it there, so I don't entirely know what the difference is there. So we'll go ahead and just do the same thing with the save there, and that's going to add it into the dependencies the way that I want it to be added into the dependencies, I think. I don't know. So yeah, we've got the token, we've got everything, our shell of our application is all built out. So in my terminal, I'm going to go ahead and do, let's see, node source.main. Go ahead and start that. And logged in as socializer bot number 9822. So it seems to be logged in just the way that I expect it to be. Now, if I go back in, let's see, I don't need this here anymore, actually. Get rid of that. If I go back over into Firefox and I show the members list, you can see Socializer bot is online. So if I do, you know, if I put that ping in here, boom, it responds. Actually, it replies directly to me too. I forgot the message.reply does that. So our bot is is up and ready to go and start building out. And as you can see inside of the code here, you can really, all a bot does is it just kind of sucks in information from the server from everywhere. So you really have to, this is where you would kind of get granular and saying like, I'm looking for this specific content. Like I built a bot to manage all my Azure DevOps releases. And I had a prefix of like bang release on the front of it to make sure that it's not just grabbing every single thing and doing something with it. It's all filtered out right up front. And there's also a way you could filter out if the actual user putting the message in is a bot. Just ignore that, altogether. So anyway, this is here. Now the next thing that I want to try and do is grab, I did see that there is a Twitter NPM package that lets you stream in stuff. Because what I really am kind of looking to do, I was thinking about setting up an account and just following everything on there, and everything on that account would stream in. But I almost want to make this a little more dynamic than that. So I want to make it so inside of my server, here, for an example, let's do like client on message if that, like I want to do if like msg.content equals follow, I would want my prefix to be something like that. So it's not, I think message dot contains, includes, I don't remember what the exact thing starts with. I don't know. So like do something like, I don't know, I've never remembered JavaScript. I just, JavaScript string contains, string includes, prototype includes. There we go. Actually, I want to starts with. I wonder if there is a starts with. String starts with. There is starts with. Okay, so I was kind of on the right path there. So, whoop. All right, so message. I think content actually is what we're looking for. Dot starts with. Yep. Oh, actually, I can see right above. Message.content starts with. So if it starts with follow, now we can create basically a separate channel there. And there's a way that you can break these out into different files. So I would do like message.follow, and then there's a way you can get the arguments. We'll get those later, but I could do message.reply following XYZ. So now when I do that, if anything starts with this follow, it's going to just respond with following XYZ. I think message.split. Object split a string into substrings using specified separator. We want to split it by a space. And this is very much assuming that I'm just tweaking this out because I like seeing proof of concepts in play. This is very much assuming that we're only going to do bang follow, and then it's going to create an array of strings. So we'll do now following, I don't know. Like so we're going to do let args equals, do that, and we'll do args 1 for the first element in the array. All right, so I'm splitting that out based on the space and the message content that's coming in, and I'm going to more or less just reply with whatever the first argument is that follows this, because technically the bang follow is part of message.content, so the args 0 is going to be this right there. I want to fix my spacing in here. I need to change this in my actual settings because I don't like that. It always does that. So reindent. There we go. I'll fix that. All right, so let's go ahead and save this. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I think I have NodeMon installed. If you haven't used NodeMon, what that does is it will monitor a directory for changes within the file. So when you make a change and save it, it'll automatically restart the application. So I'm going to do, let's see, start. And we're going to just do NodeMon. I don't think I need to give it a file or path here because it's going to start it in the context of the socializer bot. And if I set my main to main.js, which matches, actually it's going to be src main.js, I think it's going to automatically figure out that it wants to follow this particular file or this directory. So let's try npm start. NodeMon monitoring. Yep, there we go. All right, that's exactly what I wanted to. So actually, I'm going to do a, I just went ahead and cleared line so it doesn't start overflowing here because my face is going to be in the way. All right, so that's there. And now, since we've introduced NodeMon into this, any changes we make to this is automatically going to restart the bot, which is going to be helpful, at least making things a little bit quicker as we're doing this. All right, so let's go back in here, and now we can do follow this guy. Yep, now following this guy. Cool, that's exactly what we were looking for. Obviously, we're going to parse this out a little bit better, so this way if we pass in a Twitter handle, it's going to try and follow that person. All right, so now let's go ahead and look for a Twitter library. I know they have the Stream API that I think we can use. I don't know if we can just tie that into a person's tweets or something like that, so we're going to find that. So Twitter Node.js library. And I think this is the one I was looking at earlier. It's just Twitter. And it looks like this is Desmond Morris is a guy that built this, but it's got 33,000 weekly downloads. So, it's probably pretty reputable, but the last published was 3 years ago. That was a long time ago. I don't know. We'll see what we can do with this. Let's see here. So npm install Twitter. That's how you'd require it and import it. Application only based authentication. So now we're not actually going to use user-based authentication because I'm not going to have anybody sign into this thing, right? What we're going to do is, hold on, check it in something. All right, what we're going to do is we want the application in the back end just to sign in. So it looks like we need to use consumer key, consumer secret, get a bearer token. I'm guessing these two are going to come from our application we're going to make in the Twitter API. Bearer token is probably something we're going to have to generate manually, or if Twitter's awesome, because I've never really worked too much with their API, excuse me, they might let us just grab a token. I've worked with the Trello API quite often, and one thing I like about them is they let you generate a token like without having to do any work, which is really nice. Get, okay. Favorites list, like this looks like this is just a wrapper around the actual API, which is not a bad thing. Here's an example that passes parameters. Let's tweet something. This posts to the API. Status update. I don't want to update. Stream is a convenience method that lets you open and manipulate data via stream pipe directly from one of the streaming APIs. So stream statuses filter. This might be something along the lines of what we're looking for. I glanced at this earlier, but I didn't really read it. I was like, oh, stream, that sounds kind of right. So I don't know. There's a lot of what development is. It's just get in and start playing around with stuff and see what happens. I wonder if this right here, so I've noticed that this second parameter here looks like just a JavaScript object. So I'm wondering if this somewhat corresponds to the actual like post body or the request parameters that are sent through. So let's just look up Twitter API. Let's see what they got here. I have worked with the Twitter API a little bit. I was trying to do it with PowerShell, and their authentication protocol is pretty crazy and pretty, at least when in my experience at the time, this was way early on in my development career, but it was kind of complex to work with. So if I can avoid doing that, I kind of would rather just use something that somebody's already built. All right, so this is developer. Let's look up tweets. Post, retrieve, and engage with tweets. Get tweet timelines. That sounds right, right? Let's see. Returns a collection of the most recent tweets posted by the authenticating user. Okay, so this is the actual user's timeline. Returns a collection of the most tweets indicated. Excuse me. Filter real-time tweets. Tweet objects. Search tweets, filter real-time tweets. I'd almost feel like we'd want to filter and as statuses filter. I think that lines up with, yep, right there. Okay. And standard operators. So mentioning, I want to see if they're from. Sent from Twitter account interior. Is there a track on here? Because that might be along the lines of what we're looking for. Track. No track. Track JavaScript. Unless track means you would pass in this thing from here. Mentioning NASA. Okay, so this is, I think, is what we're going to try, actually. And I think I'm going to create a separate application for this just so I could start it up, see what happens. So back in our repository, let's create one of the things I like to do when I'm working with stuff is I'll create a folder called Scratch, like that, with the underscore so it pops it towards the top. And let's see, I could do Twitter test. Because this way what I can do is I can play around with some code, keep it with the overall repository, but not make it part of the main application. And this lets me play with stuff, keep a historical, whatever I'm working on. So it kind of works out all right. So I'm going to go ahead and open this guy up. Actually, you know what I probably could have done is just throw that right there. Yeah, let's try something. I'm trying to line this up with my face. There we go. That probably works out all right. So I just won't do anything in this bottom here. So let's cd to Scratch and Twitter, npm init y, to go ahead and create that, npm install save Twitter. No, I said Twitter all funny and I actually spelled the way that I was saying it. That's what I get for trying to be funny. Stupid joke. All right. So we've got node modules, we got our package.json, and we're going to go ahead and create a file in here called main, because that's how I do. Or not. New file. Why not new file? Apparently it doesn't want me creating a new file, and I don't know why. Doing. New item main.js. Okay. I am not sure why it wouldn't let me create a new file. That's kind of weird. Oh well. Chalk it up to whatever. So why can't I open anything? I think I know what's going on here. So one of the interesting things that seems to have been happening on my computer for some reason is when I use npm to create, to generate files in a new folder, it's almost like the permissions get all jacked up on the computer. So we're going to go ahead and right click, open this guy, drag it off to the side so you don't see all my private files. Actually, nothing really private about them. It's all stuff that I've been playing around with the stream so far, but I'm going to just going into my repositories and I'm going to set the permissions on this socializer bot so I don't have to worry about this anymore. Security, edit. Let's see, I'm going to, nope, that's right. Replace all. Okay, yes. Starting due to changes. Okay, that was all the thing that was taken. And now can I... Still can't do anything. I don't know. Close folder. Try and open another folder, I guess. Let's try it again. And that's the wrong one. Close folder. And socializer bot. Make sure I'm clicking on the right one this time. And I got some options back, I think. Hey, there we go. Okay, I can open them. Okay, so var const Twitter equals require Twitter, I think is what we want. And I'm going to go back to here. I'm actually just going to copy this stuff all in here. And there's something else that I need. So there's that. And then client, I need this stuff here. Okay, so there is my client. I can tell since it's trying to play catch up here. There we go. Caught it. So I created this dummy Twitter account because obviously I'm not going to use my real one and show off anything that I'm working on as far, well, not show my real one, but at least not start creating applications in here. Let's see. Let's go to Twitter developer. As you can see, I got this pink line. Oh, you can't see actually because I've got it covered right now. But in the address bar, I've got this dev tag here. That's a pretty neat plugin for Firefox called Containers, I think it is. And what it does is it lets you set up different containers for your tabs that are color coded. So like the ones that have these dev tags, or there's actually a pink line underneath them. They're different than the other tabs that I have open in my browser. So I can jump back and forth between different accounts or contexts, if you will. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and go to apps, and no apps here. Let's go ahead and create an app. Apply. Hobbyist, building a bot. I guess building a bot. Sounds right. I haven't been in here and it was nowhere like this. Let's see. This is you. Yeah, this is me. Which country do you live in? United States. Getting pinged from somewhere. Oh, nowhere that I care to look at right now. What would you like? This will be the what? I don't know. What's my username? 20 does too. Call me that. Send me product updates. I don't care about product updates. Individual developer account, that's fine. Change email address. I don't really care. Let's go ahead next. In your words, describe how you plan to use Twitter data. Creating a bot. Must be 200 characters or longer. Creating a bot. There we go. 200 characters longer. Let's see. Planning to analyze Twitter data. Please, no, I'm not planning on, what does that mean, analyze? Describe how you analyze Twitter data. Nope. Will your app use tweet, retweet, like, follow, or direct message? Nope. Do you plan to display tweets or aggregate data about Twitter? Yes, outside. Use a bot to pull in tweets from followed users and display them in a Discord server based on the user's input. I guess it'd be users is. There are multiple users that I hope will use this. Your product, service, or analysis make Twitter content or derived information available to a government entity. Unless government entities play Destiny and want to use this for that. Okay, let's go ahead next. If this is going to make me apply, I'm going to be a little frustrated. Your email will be used to contact you with important information. Sure, looks good. Review and accept. Yes, I don't plan on using this thing to do anything nefarious. So I will scroll to the bottom and scroll down and click the box and submit application. You must have verified email prior to... All right. All right, let's try it. Let's go ahead and change your email. I'll set it to my email. I don't know if it's going to let me because I actually have a bunch of Twitter accounts tied to my email address. Let's see, settings, email. Of course, the nice thing about running my own Office 365 tenant is I can go ahead and I forgot I have that thing. I can go ahead and generate a new email address on the fly. So I'm actually going to transition this away if I'm typing my password in. So we are add an email address, Brian at, and I'll even say this while I'm typing it, Brian at brianmorrison.me. The email address has already been taken, as I thought. So all I'm going to do in the meantime is .com. I'm going to go ahead and create an alias on my account. Again, the benefits of being something of a sysadmin. I'm not quite that anymore. I recently actually lost my sysadmin cred because I was going back and forth with the current sysadmin at my new job and explaining to him that I couldn't understand why I wasn't receiving alerts from our application, and we discovered that I kind of might have created a Mailflow rule that I used to yell at people about myself. So, yeah, stupid idea on my part, or stupid whatever on my part, but yeah. For those of you who are watching, I will be back momentarily. I am creating an email alias on my account so I can actually authorize my Twitter application, Twitter developer application, not as in like program application, but as in I'm applying to become a Twitter developer. Which, had I known that I needed to do this, I would have done it earlier. But I guess it's probably good that I'm doing this on the stream, so this way people who are interested in doing similar work can, see how this process goes. So I'm going to create an alias socializerbot at brianmorrison.me. And that's what I'm going to use to verify this. And that's pretty much all it's going to be used for. And I don't even know if I might end up deleting it after that. Let's see. Socializerbot at, actually, I think I'm going to use bmorrison.dev is one of my SMTPs, I think. Yeah, bmorrison.dev. Yeah, it's one of my domains I use. So socializer-bot at bmorrison.dev. All right, save that. Hopefully this happens pretty quickly. All right. Refresh this page, change email address. Let's try this. Socializer-bot next. Should be getting an email verification code. I guess if I'm getting the verification code, I don't need to actually open up my email, so I don't really care showing this on the stream. I'm just looking at my phone and hoping I actually get this thing in. Because if I don't, that means the stream's going to end really prematurely while I wait for Exchange settings to propagate. Come on. Please go faster. Of course, this thing is probably just going to take forever. And nothing's in my spam, so that's not going to help me. Yeah, so. What to do now since we can't actually play with this? Can't add my email. I haven't, you know what? I might have another email address that I can add. Let's use, hold on, let me check my phone real quick. I'm just looking to see if I have a specific account tied in here. What is that? That's my work. brianmmdev@gmail.com. Why not? Let's try that. Let's see what that does. brianmmdev@gmail. I honestly forgot I even created this one. All right. This one should be easy because I'm not waiting for anything exchange-wise. I have the email synced up to my phone. So now I just have to wait for this message to come through. Frustrating thing is sometimes this does take forever for these actual messages to come through. Like I think the other day when I published my first npm package, here we go. All right, so 277881. Code you interested in correct. 227881. I know major security red flags that get going off right now, but I really don't care about this account. All I did was set it up for this specific reason. All right, so I'm guessing that my thing is applied now, so please refresh this page, change email address. Let's go ahead and next this now and see what this does. Good, submit application. Confirm email, cool. Please confirm your email once we confirm. You can process and review your application. Yeah, okay, so I guess this isn't gonna work quite as I expected it to because can't play with the Twitter API tonight, so can I do YouTube? I don't really want to get into YouTube. It's getting kind of late and I want to do some other stuff. So yeah, that kind of brings things to a little bit of a halt now. I guess I could do a little bit more of the logic on the, well, no, because I want to play with the Twitter API before I keep doing this. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for the night. There's nothing else more that I really want to do tonight, so I'm going to call it. But for those who did end up joining, thanks for watching. I'm going to take this video and put it up on my YouTube channel, which you can get to from my website, brianmorrison.me. I don't remember what the URL is off the top of my head. I think it's like yt.brianmorrison.me or watch.brianmorrison. I don't know, something like that. Oh, actually, you know what? It is in, hold on. It's in my channel here. I forgot I had all this stuff because I have not used this in forever. But if you scroll down to my channel, the archives are in this YouTube channel here that's linked to it. I have to go back and rip and replace all of this information because it's, yeah, it's old, all of it. So anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it for tonight. Thank you for joining me, and I plan on starting to do these things a little bit more, maybe once a week. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, maybe the same time next week we'll be on at 8:30. I think is the time that I started at tonight. I don't know. This is all kind of a work in progress. I don't know if we're going to keep up doing this. I used to have fun doing it, and I kind of fell away from it for a long time, and now I'm kind of trying to do it again just to, I don't know, have some fun, teach some people some stuff, and build some cool projects live. But yep, have a good evening, everyone. Bye bye.